Over 3 million innocent Igbos were killed in that war. They did not succeed in destroying them via war. Even when the war ended, they carried out economic sabotage against the Igbo people.
Hello, welcome to another amazing video. If this is the first time coming across this channel and you like what happens here, then go ahead and click on that subscribe button. Also turn on your post notification bell so that you get notified whenever we post videos on this channel. On this channel, we do not promote hate speech, we do not promote violence, we only bring credible information that will benefit members of the public. I want to use this opportunity, I want to use this medium to appreciate YouTube for creating such an amazing avenue that helps us bring information, credible information to the members of the public. Now, I came across this video that caught my attention. I want us to watch it together. As you watch, do not forget to like and share.
So during the book launch of former military head of state, General Babangida, an age-long conspiracy theory against the Igbo was debunked. An age-long lie against the Igbos was shattered. Now, what is this lie? The 1966 coup. That coup has been tagged an Igbo coup. To date, you even have people like Reno Omokri who spin narrative to say that the Igbo people went to kill northern politicians. That particular coup is the main reason behind the ethnic tension, the hatred between the Igbos and the Hausa Fulani. Till date, some Hausa Fulani are still seeking revenge over that coup. According to them, the Igbo people killed their politicians and that they are going to revenge, even though they have revenged that coup countless times. For instance, there was a counter coup and a civil war which was targeted against the Igbo people. The counter coup and the civil war was an ethnic cleansing against the Igbo people. They wanted to wipe the Igbo people out from the surface of the earth. IBB, as a military man who also experienced that coup and a former military head of state, did a book launch. He wrote a book, and in that his book, he made a detailed explanation of what happened in that coup. According to him, that coup was not driven by ethnic sentiment. That is what most people are using the coup for. They are saying that the coup was an ethnic sentiment between the Igbos and the Hausa people. Now, let me read you an excerpt as was penned by General Babangida himself in his book. He said, as a young officer who saw all of this from a distance, probably ethnic sentiment did not drive the original objective of the coup plotters. For instance, the head of the plotters, Major Kaduna Nzogu, was only Igbo in name. Born and raised in Kaduna, his immigrant parents were from Okpana in today's Delta State, which in 1966 was in the old Midwestern region. Nzogu spoke fluent Hausa and was as Hausa as any. He and his original team probably thought, even if naively, that they could turn things around for the better in the country. I will read you the broadcast that Nzogu made when they carried out that coup. But let's continue from what Babangida is saying. He said, it should, however, be borne in mind that some senior officers of Igbo extraction were also victims of the January coup. For instance, my SY commander at the Recognizance Squadron in Kaduna, Lieutenant Colonel Otto Chinyelu Unebu, was brutally gunned down by his own brother, Major Chris Anafuro, in the presence of his pregnant wife at his 7 Point Road residence in Apapa for merely being a threat to the revolution. As a disciplined and strict officer who, as the quartermaster general of the army, was also in charge of ammunition, weapon, equipment, vehicles, and other vital items for the army, the coup plotters feared that he might not cooperate with them. It should also be remembered that some non-Igbo officers like Major Adewale Ademuyega, Captain Ganiyu Adeleke, Lieutenant Fola Oyewole, and Olafimiha took part in the failed coup. Another officer of Igbo extraction, Major John Obienu, crushed the coup. Those who argued that the original intention of the coup plotters was anything but ethnic refer to the fact that the initial purpose of the plotters was to release Chief Obafemi Awolowo from prison immediately after the coup and make him the executive provisional president of Nigeria. The fact that these Igbo officers who do this to a man not known to be a great lover of the Igbos may have given the coup a different ethnic coloration. But again, I may be wrong here since this view is speculative. I admit that my position here may be the naive insight of an unsuspecting young officer who view events from a distance. I want to say that General Babangida is not wrong, he's right. What he stated is what happened. Even one of the coup plotter, Adewale Ademuyega, in his book Why We Struck, also narrated the same incident, the same event that General Babangida has narrated. To get a deeper understanding of what happened in that coup, I want you to get this book, Politics and Violence, Nigerian Military Coup Culture, 1966 to 1976 by Max Cillian. This is not a Nigerian, but he stayed in Nigeria and he observed the coup. He understands Nigerian politics. When you read this book, you will understand what the Igbos have been going through in the hands of the Nigerian government. Again, General Babangida failed to admit in his book that Dim Chukwu Emeka Odumegwu Ojukwu was also one of those that crushed the coup. Dim Chukwu Emeka Odumegwu Ojukwu ensured that the coup was not successful in Kaduna, where he was in charge, where he was the commandant. And also, Aguiyi Ironsi, who was an Igbo man, successfully crushed that coup. It was the reason why he was made the head of state, because he successfully crushed the coup. Aguiyi Ironsi was supposed to be killed, but because he was a man of enjoyment, he moved from one place to the other and went from one nightclub to the other. So when they went to his home, he was nowhere to be found. When you read this book, you will get that event. Everything that happened that night, every event that occurred in the 1966 coup will be told to you. Go and get this book and you will understand that what happened to the Igbos was just a political propaganda to tag them evil people. Like he stated, the intention of these coup plotters was to release Awolowo from prison and make him the provisional president. Awolowo was aware of this. Why did Awolowo keep quiet all this while the Igbos were being tagged the coup plotters? Why did he keep quiet all this while the Igbos were being killed for what they did not know about? Is it an act of betrayal? Maybe. Also be aware that even when Odumegwu Ojukwu seceded out of Nigeria, Awolowo was also in the know. It was also expected that Awolowo is going to declare the state of Oduduwa, but Awolowo chickened out. Is it an act of cowardice? Maybe. They are talking about the 1966 coup that was supposedly carried out by the Igbo people. But nobody is talking about the counter coup that saw to the senseless killing of Igbo soldiers. Like I said, all this was politically engineered to ostracize the Igbos out of Nigeria. They didn't want the Igbos to leave Nigeria. They want to totally alienate the Igbo people. Why? Because they were jealous of the Igbo people. The Igbos were the most prosperous tribe in Nigeria after independence. They were so successful in education, they were successful in business, they were even successful in civil service. They occupy almost all the key government institutions, and they did that by merit. That was where the jealousy started. Go and read that book I recommended to you. You will understand what the Igbo people have been going through in the hands of the Nigerian government. And they did not succeed in the counter coup. They carried out a war against the Igbo people. And this war was to totally alienate the Igbo people. Over 3 million innocent Igbos were killed in that war. They did not succeed in destroying the Vai war. Even when the war ended, they carried out economic sabotage against the Igbo people, confiscated their properties, confiscated all the money they had in the bank, and gave each and every one of them 20 pounds as of then. That still did not stop the Igbo people from progressing. They are now carrying out political and economic sabotage against them. Till date, they are brandishing all manner of lies against the Igbo people. Babangida revelation is not a new thing. It has been there from time immemorial. People have been saying it, but they decided not to listen to the truth. They just want to carry out with their false conspiracy theories against the Igbo people. Few months from now, Reno Omokri and other propagandist machine of the federal government will still make thread on Twitter telling you how the Igbo people carry out a coup in 1960 to kill the Hausa people. The reason why they are doing this is to continually pitch the Igbo people against the Hausa people. Now let me read you out Kaduna Nzogu's speech and why they carry out that coup. The speech read, "In the name of the Supreme Council of the Revolution of the Nigerian Armed Forces, I declare martial law over the northern province of Nigeria. The constitution is suspended and the regional government and elected assemblies are hereby dissolved. All political, cultural, tribal and trade union activities, together with all demonstrations and unauthorized gathering, excluding religious worship, are banned until further notice. The aim of the Revolutionary Council is to establish a strong, united and prosperous nation, free from corruption and internal strife. Our method of achieving this is strictly military, but we have no doubt that every Nigerian will give us maximum cooperation by assisting the regime and not disturbing the peace during the slight changes that are taking place. I am to assure all foreigners living and working in this part of Nigeria that their rights will continue to be respected. All treaty obligations previously entered into with any foreign nation will be respected, and we hope that such nation will respect our country's territorial integrity and will avoid taking side with enemies of the revolution and enemies of the people. My dear countrymen, you will hear and probably see a lot being done by certain bodies charged by the Supreme Council with the duties of national integration, supreme justice, general security and property recovery. As an interim measure, all permanent secretaries, corporation chairmen and senior head of department are allowed to make decisions until the new organs are functioning, so long as such decisions are not contrary to the aims and wishes of the Supreme Council. No minister or parliamentary secretary possesses administrative or other forms of control over any ministry, even if they are not considered too dangerous to be arrested. This is not a time for long speech making, and so let me acquaint you with 10 proclamations in the extraordinary orders of the day which the Supreme Council has promulgated. This will be modified as the situation improves. You are hereby warned that looting, arson, homosexuality, rape, embezzlement, bribery or corruption, obstruction of the revolution, sabotage, subversion, false alarm and assistance to foreign invaders are all offenses punishable by death sentence. Demonstration and unauthorized assembly, non-cooperation with revolutionary troops are punishable in grave manner up to death. Refusal or neglect to perform normal duties or any task that may of necessity be ordered by local military commanders in support of the change will be punishable by a sentence imposed by the local military commander. Spying, harmful or injurious publication and broadcast of troop movements or actions will be punished by any suitable sentence deemed fit by the local military commander. Shouting of slogans, loitering and rowdy behavior will be rectified by any sentence of incarceration or any more severe punishment deemed fit by the local military commander. Doubtful loyalty will be penalized by imprisonment or any more severe sentence. Legal possession or carrying of firearms, smuggling or trying to escape with documents, valuables including money or other assets vital to the running of any establishment will be punished by death sentence. Wavering or sitting on the fence and failing to declare open loyalty with the revolution will be regarded as an act of hostility, punishable by any sentence deemed suitable by the local military commander. Tearing down an order of the day or proclamation or other authorized notice will be penalized by death. This is the end of the extraordinary order of the day, which you will soon begin to see display in public. My dear countrymen, no citizen shall have anything to fear, so long as that citizen is law-abiding, and if that citizen has religiously obeyed the native laws of the country, and those set down in every heart and conscience since 1st October 1960. Now I want you to listen carefully to this part. He said, our enemies are the political profiteers, the swindlers, the men in high and low places that seek bribes and demand 10%, those that seek to help the country divided permanently so that they can remain in office as ministers or VIPs at least, the tribalists, the nepotists, those that make the country look big for nothing before the international circles, those that have corrupted our society and put the Nigerian political calendar back by their words and deeds. Like good soldiers, we are not promising anything miraculous or spectacular, but what we do promise every law-abiding citizen is freedom from fear and all forms of oppression, freedom from general inefficiency, and freedom to live and strive in every field of human endeavor, both nationally and internationally. We promise that you will not be ashamed to say that you are a Nigerian. I leave you with a message of good wishes and ask for your support at all times so that our land, watered by the Niger and Benue, between the sandy waste and Gulf of Guinea, washed in salt by the almighty Atlantic, shall not distract Nigeria from gaining sway in any great aspect of international endeavor. My dear countrymen, this is the end of this speech. I wish you all good luck, and I hope you will cooperate to the fullest in this job, which we have set for ourselves of establishing a prosperous nation and achieving solidarity. That is the end of his speech. If you listen to that speech carefully, you will notice that their target was against corrupt politicians, those that have looted the country dry, those that are dividing the country with ethnic sentiment, those that are making the country to look big in the eyes of the international community. This speech was made in 1966 and we are in 2025. Everything that those young soldiers try to fight against is what we are experiencing to date. Corrupt politicians, looters, people who give out contracts and they take 10% of it, people who go to the international community and they will tell you that the economy is rebounding. They will tell you that Nigeria is progressing, whereas our inflation rate has gone off the roof, whereas Nigerians' purchasing power has been greatly reduced. We still have politicians that are dividing us along ethnic line. Of a truth, many people have said that if this coup was successful, it would have rid Nigeria of corrupt politicians. It would have rid Nigeria of ethnic purveyors, people that are spreading and propagating ethnic tension in Nigeria. You need to understand that the ethnic rift we are facing today did not start today. It started way back as when Nigeria got her independence. Most of our forefathers, our founding fathers, they founded this country along ethnic line, and that is what is destroying us today. This is what those young military soldiers wanted to solve. And again, they wanted to put a Yoruba man, Obafemi Awolowo, as the president. But Obafemi Awolowo kept mute. He was silent when the Igbos were being unjustly massacred.
Thank you so much for watching, and please drop your contribution, drop your opinion in the comment section. Please do it constructively. You know what I mean by that. And do not forget, if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and do that. Like this video and also share. I'll see you in our next video.